And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up. Shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees, my drivers, especially the long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, food delivery driver, around town delivery drivers. Shout out to my brother Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. Troy, big up yourself anywhere you're at. Listen, shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. I think Kalika Fly has decided to join us on the live this morning. So if you see me doing all kinds of this, that is because me and this rotted fly, I got fight Tina. Anyways, good morning, people. Here we are. Big up on yourself and thank you for being here. Let me shout out the first 10 people at least that are in here. Manners and respect to you. 2J Z Boost first. You are the first, and I thank you. I appreciate you. Darky35, thank you for being here. Nicole Bazaar, good morning, Nicole. Thank you for being here. Roseanne Unstoppable, Monique Thompson, and Swag Boss. Swag Boss is to be on the flight. Already. Roseanne Unstoppable. Darlene Walter Riley. Hi, Darlene. How are you doing? Hope all is well. Trey456, Roxy Hall, and Anne-Marie Lewis. Who's that? Yarisbel Barber, Ricky Bond, King Biggs, Halima Thomas, Marie B. Thank you all for being here. Listen, when you see me doing this, right, the computer is way over there. So I'm trying to still tell myself I'm training my eyes because as you age, you lose everything. We talked about that already. So I'm thinking I might need glasses soon. So I'm going to train my eyes to see if I can read fine print from a long distance. If I can, that means I'm still good. I can still see. Anyway, here we are this morning on another one of these festive mornings. I hope all is well with everyone that's joining in. Yeah. Before I start off, our two topics this morning are, so the U.S. State Department links Jamaican cops to human trafficking. Yeah, we're going to run through that article and talk about that. And then we're going to talk about Karen strikes again. And we have the video of Karen striking again 3 times, right? It's a male Karen and then 2 female Karens. They're getting carried away. I don't know what's going on. There's some bunch of other stuff going on, some miscellaneous stuff like, which I will cover later on, like Sha'Carri Richards, the sister who tested positive for marijuana, and then they decided she won't be in the Olympics. She's actually accepted a 30-day suspension. And then after the 30-day suspension, it puts her right in time to try out and possibly qualify to run on the 4x100 meter team. But you know, say I feel we think that. So we welcome her, right? We welcome her. We want the competition because we want to see the best of the best. So we're not wishing sister no bad luck. You know, she did some cigar weed. It wasn't like she was hitting lines, and it wasn't like she was, you know, main veining. She did some cigar weed, and it got her in a little bit of trouble. But she's young, and she'll learn. She's only 21 years old. She'll learn from that. So welcome back, Sha'Carri. Go through your 30-day suspension, and then go show the world what you're made of, sis. Yes, it's gonna be competition all the way around. I also saw that Elaine actually beat what's our girl name now? Pocket Rocket. Shelly Ann Fraser Price. Elaine beat Shelly Ann Fraser Price but I don't think, because I was reading the comment section and somebody said Shelly Ann wasn't really running. Elaine, big up to you still, but Shelly Ann ease up on that one. So I don't know. All in all, it's us. First and second. So we're looking good going into the Olympics, Jamaica. You know, everybody, I get them pot cover ready. Everybody is getting their flags ready. As you can see, me have the big flag. I have the little flag. Me have the flag palm in hand. I'm ready. So I'm ready to see what it looks like. And I think this Olympics is going to be hella good for us as Jamaicans. We're going to go out there and show the world what we're made of once again, especially where the women are concerned. I think they have us covered this time for sure. I'm willing to bet gold and silver in the 100 meter. I'm putting up gold and silver in the 100 meter. That's it. And in the 4x1, I'm putting up gold. And we're going to see from there. See? Well, Murray B says, for animation, I give you A+. Listen, it was, the fly, the fly was, I was fighting the fly for real. So here we are, Tony Mataran, big up to Tony Mataran and big up to the legendary Bounty Killer. Tony Mataran and Bounty Killer are both legends, regardless. But right now, some beef are still between Tony and Bounty. And it don't look good. As some big long cussing a go on and hope and man, this and that and hey boy, I'm more than you. And so we're gonna get into that on a different video. Not this video, just passing through the miscellaneous that's on my board. And of course, versus battle. I was supposed to do this one with Wifey because they're saying that the versus battle, y'all watch versus, right? I mean, versus was turned up the other night. Like my whole childhood came back watching Keith Sweat and Bobby Brown go at it. Every little step I take, you will be there. And I thought I was going to get married to some of those songs. Make it last forever. When you did that with your little high school or junior high school girlfriend, I hear Make It Last Forever, you thought it was really going to last forever. You thought that was going to be your wedding song and all that. So that was dope. Anyways, the verses that some people are wanting to see is Nicki Minaj versus Lil Kim. I don't think that's a good matchup. I think that's two different not genres, two different generations. I think Lil Kim versus Foxy Brown would be the real matchup because those were two giants in that era. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, who's that? Roxy Hall, Make It Last Forever. And oh man, don't say I love you. Yeah. So I think I would like to see a Lil Kim versus a Foxy Brown. I would like to see a Nicki Minaj versus damn, there's nobody to really go with Nicki. I think they would have to give Nicki Minaj like her own night and just let her rip because she ran it for 10 years straight with nobody in second place or third place or to even come to first place. So, you know, Lil Kim versus Foxy Brown is what I want to see. That's just Remy nah. Now Remy is dope, right? Remy is dope, but this is the thing about Remy. Remy took some time off. It was some time off that was forced upon her because she decided to greet somebody with a champagne bottle over the head, and she ended up going behind the cling for a couple of years. So that took away a lot of her steam. But Remy was really on it. Can't be Cardi B. Cardi B just got here. Cardi B to Nicki Minaj, Cardi B is a newbie. She's a newbie. No, she not went to jail. She went to prison. There's a difference. Jail is downtown. Jail is when you might be looking at some time, okay, short time, and I'll be out of here. Prison is where you're gonna sit for a while. She went to prison. She was in state prison. I don't think Cardi B is on Nicki Minaj level. You know, they always like to hype up the new act. I see them do it in dancehall, like how they compare am I the new man now? Everybody that comes out that has a new wave or a new thing, it's like they put GOAT on their name, greatest of all time, with like 2 hot songs. It doesn't compare. It doesn't compare. Nicki Minaj sat in that lane till she started saying at the top, like, come get me. Hey, where's the competition at? Put somebody in here. And there was nobody there for her for a good 10 years straight. So Nicki had that run. They would just have to get some of these people, they're going to have to just give them a night on verses and just tear the place down with hits after hits after hits. Nicki is like a triple threat. She can sing, she can rap, she does characters, like she changed up her voice, she raps in different ways, she literally sings, right? So she's a whole different ball game, and she ran it. Now people might say Nicki Minaj doesn't have a Grammy. Do you know that? I didn't know that. With all the hits that Nicki Minaj has under her belt, she does not have a Grammy. Rosie Posey says, do not shave your hair. For me, Don't shave my hair. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, mate? Say, but look better with here. So at the Cardi B can't compare. I don't even know who I would have to put Cardi B in with Megan Thee Stallion or somebody like that because they are of the same time. They both just got here a year or two ago, 3 years ago. You just got here. So Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, go have a night. Nicki Minaj, you're gonna have to come strong. I don't know who we could put to make it a competition. Versus is supposed to be like a clash, but it's a friendly clash. See, so it's not like dancehall clash, and it's not like rap battles. Rap battles is I'm gonna shoot you in the face, chop your head off, kick your head down the street, beat your mama with your dick, crazy. And so is the dancehall clash, but versus is like a friendly clash you vibe out all night. And I don't know of anyone that is in Nicki Minaj lane. So I would give Nicki a whole night by herself. Lil Kim versus Foxy Brown would be a hell of a thing to see. Who else? There was no other female around that time. But true. Remy Ma could get in there. Remy Ma could get in there for sure. But she wouldn't be like. But what hits does Remy have though? Let's be for real. How many hits? No. Remy did a lot of she did a lot of collabos. She didn't have any songs that stood out on their own. Like maybe one or two. Somebody accosted me right now, and they not even Jamaican. They probably like, I don't know what this Jamaican nigga talking about, man. Stay in your lane. You don't speak on Remy, son. Don't even be calling Remy's name, son. We don't even want to hear you say her name, fam. We don't even come to your page to your channel no more because you don't even know what you stick to your Jamaican stuff, yo. But I was raised in the US, so I'm very much entrenched in this culture as well. People, I don't know why people think I only listen to, like somebody left a comment the other day and them said they were telling me that for your information, I could just see the hands going, but that's how my daughter talk. For your information, she's like, for your information, my music knowledge is very broad and I listen to all different kinds of music. Some would shock your mind or something like that. Nothing would shock my mind. I've been to many countries in the world and I still listen to all kinds of music. The only music I don't listen to is heavy metal. Wanna know what heavy metal is? That. Oh yeah! That's heavy metal. I don't know how they call that music, but it's somebody's music. But me not listen to that. But I listen to everything from classic to rock to jazz, funk, soul, R&B, hip hop, hardcore rap. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Dancehall music for sure, reggae. Yeah. And that kind of stuff. I even listen to I definitely listen to African music, not just Afro beats that everybody is winding up themselves to on Instagram these days. I listen to African music where it's more the drums and it's a spiritual vibe to it. You see me? All right. So here we go. Let's get started this morning. All that talking so far, you never starts. Christ. What a brother long-winded. You better be long-winded. You sitting in front of this camera for 1 hour straight. Where you want me to come to? Sit down and look by yourself. Like them people in the comment section that be like, you talk too much. What do you want me to do? You wouldn't come back. So anyhow, let's start out with this article. Let me say this. I am one of them that defend the Jamaican police to the fullest, okay? Not only do I have well, I'm not to explain. Everybody probably have some family members that are in the force, but closely connected to the JCF. And I'll be trying to defend them, but you know, when time people start say stuff like the bad stuff, it makes it kind of hard to defend them. I remember one brother in my comment section said, SouFLo, you know, say, and them police that are run the drug trade, you know, them control it. For the bigger man up top, they are the foot soldiers on the road. Them man that secure the load and make sure the load get to where it's supposed to go and all that. The soldier them do it too. I said, man, you're talking foolishness. Even if It's probably like one or two rogue that as soon as they get caught, they're going to be in big trouble and they're going to be exposed. Him said, no, you wait and see, it soon happen. Boom! I woke up the next day. Front page of the newspaper. Big, big van. And it was a JCF van filled with hundreds of pounds of marijuana heading somewhere. And two soldiers did in it. Don't know where they were going with it. They were doing a delivery. Hundreds of pounds. But I say, okay, look, ganja is nothing. Okay. Some people say it's illegal, just like how them say cigarette legal, cigarette kill more people than ganja. I mean, I'm still trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. Nothing. I woke up the next day, boom. In the airport in the United States of America, couple of police officers caught, Jamaican police officers, with kilos and kilos of cocaine. I think it was 4 of them, or it was 4 male and 1 female or something like that. Dig a little further, and they are signed in at work. So you know that somebody had to be complicit with this. To be them fly out of the country and somebody had clocked them in on the clock at work in Jamaica. They looked at the books and they were clocked in at the job as if they came to work today. That time, them there, we are Miami and Atlanta. It come off a plane and everything, collecting their luggage, their kilos of cocaine, and they get caught. Had they not gotten caught, so you see, people like that mind frame that nah, I don't believe it, it's not happening, and then boom, it keeps happening, keeps happening. You're like, maybe something then or something. Just like how Andrew Holness and his team, the Minister of National Security, Dr. Chang, I saw him name, Horace Chang, and the rest of them, his whole team that's supposed to fight crime, you know, secure the country. Just like how they keep on doing these speeches before they employ or deploy into ZOSO or a state of emergency. Them one, everybody say we are going to be in Clarendon and we're going to be around there. So where the clock is from there, so go about 50 meters that way, 100 meters that way, 100 that way, and 50 that way. They give grid coordinates, time, when they're there. We expect to be there for about 4 weeks, and then we will see if everything goes well. Then we won't be there anymore. And I'm sitting down like rotted. This sounds like you know, intelligence for a mission being leaked to the public. I wonder if I'm me alone I watch the TV, because I'm sure gunman, bad man, drugs man, whoever man who is supposed to evade them are also taking notes, and they're like, all right, so them are coming in Monday, so that means that we'll leave Sunday. Matter of fact, let's leave Saturday. Get them out, you know, come do them thing. I'm starting to think that they might be involved in some of this stuff. So JCF, please talk to other people then, because it don't look good. It don't look good. On the international front, they start looking at all of us Jamaicans. And you know, me love jump on a plane and go somewhere, and I hate to be harassed. Some have to go wear a long sleeve now because they notice everything, and you walk in and they clock that Jamaican thing on your arm, and they're like, oh, Anima Boli Patatu too. He fits the description of some, and them start clocking by you. I can't tell you how many times I end up in a back room getting searched extensively. Open up your suitcase, pull out everything while my family gone ahead, everybody else is going. I'm like, wait for me, me soon come. Yeah. So this thing hurts all of us. And it's worse when they can say, well, if the politicians and the law enforcement officials are this deeply involved, what do you think the normal citizens doing? They're doing the same thing, you know? So here's the story. Yeah, man, big up Clarendon, man, our place, that paradise on earth, yes? Well, when them not kill off nobody, man, them kind of something. U.S. State Department expresses concern that some Jamaican cops could be involved in human trafficking. The headline says U.S. State Department links Jamaican cops to human trafficking. So, me don't know which one. Suspect, could be involved versus linked to is two different things. I'm a words person. So if you're going to be specific, right? Ronnie P., thank you so much. I appreciate you greatly. Ronnie says, thank you for your platform and what and how you discuss topics that affect our diaspora. Bless up. Manners and respect to you. I appreciate you greatly. All right. So here we go. Let's go into this article. Before I go into this article, let me say this one more thing. Please do not think that human trafficking cannot reach you or cannot reach your family, or it can't reach your son because they're boys, and it's the lady with the girls that has to worry, or it's anybody could end up in human trafficking. It is where you are basically kidnapped and forced to do things that you don't want to do, right? All right, so in its 2021 Trafficking in Person report released last week, the State Department in the US said that some police allegedly facilitated or participated in sex trafficking, as it kept Jamaica in a Tier 2 ranking, which indicates that the Jamaican government does not fully meet the minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking, but it is making some significant efforts to do so. So shout out to them for making some significant efforts to do so. As reports over the past 5 years, human traffickers exploit domestic and foreign victims in Jamaica, and traffickers exploit victims from Jamaica and abroad. Sex trafficking of Jamaican women and children, including boys, reportedly occur on the streets and in the nightclubs, bars, massage parlors, hotels, and private homes, including in resort towns. This is what the US State Department printed on their website, because I went over there and I read it on their website and then came back, and now I'm reading it to you how the Jamaican newspaper printed it. This is from the Jamaica Observer. It's noted that the Observer believes that sex trafficking operations in Jamaica have become more clandestine as a result of the pandemic. Traffickers increasingly use social media platforms and false job offers to recruit victims. Communities that are vulnerable to sex trafficking and forced labor include young women and children from poor households. Poverty is a factor. How many times we keep on saying, if you can't afford it, stop, breed up the place. I'm not saying that poor people shouldn't procreate, shouldn't multiply, shouldn't leave a seed on earth. Not because you're poor, you're going to just come and leave. But at the same time, when y'all go down in your 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 picnic, and you can barely afford to take care of one, just know that you are contributing to something that is going to go on probably for generations to come. Handing down poverty for generations to come. And when sufferation take people and they get desperate, then all kinds of vultures are sitting around waiting. It's a world we live in. You know what I'm saying? Praise and predators are always lurking. So, and the most vulnerable are those that come from households where poverty is a factor. Child victims of sexual abuse, homeless LGBTQ youths, residents of Jamaica's poverty-stricken areas effectively controlled by criminal dons, migrant workers, and workers in the informal sector, particularly on family farms and in markets and in shops. So why them just never say just everywhere? This is everywhere. This is everywhere. Traffickers subject children and adults to be forced begging, and women and children to domestic servitude. Girls sometimes are coerced by family members and are subjected to sex trafficking by men who provide monetary or material payments to the girls or their families in exchange for sex acts. Local observers report this from a child sex trafficking may be widespread in some communities in Jamaica. Sex trafficking may be a widespread issue in some communities in Jamaica. Now, oh man, you know, we're so heavily influenced by social media these days, and every young person has a phone. And when you look on some of them phone way better than my phone and your phone, you know, not necessarily better than, because usually my phone, I compare it to what other people do with their iPhone this and big phone that, and my phone actually does more and does better picture, more editing options and all that. So everybody run down the hype. And most of these young people, they're running down the hype. The girl them want the hair, and them don't want no cheap hair because them friend are talk. So them don't want the horse tail again, and they don't want the macabush, the something with frizzy. They want the human hair, and it has to be Remy this and Indian that, and them wanted that. And there are predators around that are like, yeah, that you want, all right, see here, well, see why, you want Birkin bag, see Birkin bag here, Mr. Chin Birkin bag, you know, made in China Birkin. Mr. Chin, I'm probably even made in Jamaica Birkin, in one of them shop there, you know them do already. Store downstairs, we live upstairs kind of thing. That you want Birkin, see Birkin here. You want Gucci shoes, see Gucci here. You want red bottoms, see red bottoms here. You want iPhones, see the iPhone 12, 13, and 19 here. And next thing you know, she's somewhere over in a so-and-so against her will, prostituting. It happens, and it happens so much. When I look at how many people are missing in Jamaica, I'm still trying to wrap that around my head. Like, is this for real? Or did these people go missing and they forgot to update the site? If you don't believe me, just go take a look at missing people in Jamaica. That's it. And look, people missing till it look like the whole of Jamaica missing. See? So as the story goes further, it pointed out that the children from rural Jamaica, you know, a country come to town, from rural Jamaica and possibly from other Caribbean countries who are sent to live with more affluent family members, their acquaintances sometimes become exploited in forced labor, in private households, in markets and in shops. Gang members may exploit children in forced begging or in forced criminal activities, including as lookout men, as armed gunmen, or couriers of weapons and drugs. There were reports that criminal organizations exploited children in forced criminal activity, even in lotto scamming. Pandemic migration measures exacerbated existing trafficking risks and increased the number of individuals that are vulnerable to trafficking, particularly among children who are not able to leave their homes or attend schools for much of the year, and economically vulnerable households that relied on income from international tourism. Damn. Remember the whole time the pandemic was going on, and I came on here and I kept saying, hey, you guys need to look out for the children. I don't care if you don't have kids, look out for your neighbor's kids. All kids around you are your kids. All kids around you, it's your responsibility as an adult. If you see something that don't look too right, you want to go into that. You want to make a report at least, right? A lot of these children were getting molested behind the scenes, abused behind the scenes, because now they didn't have anywhere to go. So the teacher who would normally look at the child and be like, why does SouFlo look like that for the past week? He looks so depressed. That's not his personality. Not knowing that the poor little kid just get raped again, right? And they're trying to deal with like all this while coming to school trying to look normal. Usually they'll be able to catch some of these things, point out some of these things, reach out to this child in some way. Once that pandemic hit and everybody was in lock-in, the predators were there. You could imagine being locked in with your predator. I showed y'all the video. For those of you who missed it, it was a little girl that was on FaceTime doing her classes, and her predator was right there. And the man was waiting for her to finish, to take a break. And as soon as she took a break, you know when they say, turn your screen off and you can go do what you want to do, the little girl turned the thing and kept the camera running. And here he goes, jumps on the little girl, pull out them things in her mouth. And the teacher and the whole class is there watching. And a lot of us were saying this little girl was tired of it. She was tired of it. She didn't know how to tell or who to tell. Some of these kids don't have no parents that they can talk to, because them parents worse than them. That's how them end up in a certain situations. You know what I'm saying? So they don't know who to tell. So this little girl made a way out, and her way out was to leave that camera running, but the screen looked like it was dead. And everybody was, the teacher was like, hey, y'all remember that? Whoever saw it? The teacher was like, hey, everybody log out now. Turn your camera off now. So it's very real. Very, very real. Now, traffickers have exploited Jamaican citizens in sex trafficking and forced labors abroad, including in other Caribbean countries. I've had my Trini brethren them tell me, say, yo, SouFlo, a whole heap of Jamaican girl down here prostitute enough, fling out the thing. I've heard that from people from I don't want to lie. I've heard that from people from Trinidad. I've heard that from people from Antigua and Barbuda. And I've heard that from people from another Caribbean island. I don't remember as which one. Oh, they're in Dubai. So when them say them a fly out to the Emirates and do these things in Dubai, forced labor abroad, including other Caribbean countries, Canada, and the United States of America, as well as the United Kingdom as well. Jamaican women have reported being charged high recruitment fees, being misled about their terms of employment, and compelled through threats to continue working in the United States hospitality industry, said the report. So they'll come to these women and they'll say, yeah, you want to work in a hotel? We have some jobs in Miami, at so-and-so hotel. And the girl, I say, yeah, we get for travel. Then I'm going to get my papers straight and everything. And I'm going to be working in a place. Barbados, I've heard it from people from Barbados too, that there are a lot of Jamaicans there that are prostituting the females, gentlemen's club, they're strippers, and they're also doing prostitution. So that's how they trick them. Right? It's like a job opportunity. And they're so desperate because ain't much popping off on the island for them. Everybody wants to be somebody, man. Everybody wants to be able to contribute, at least to their own life. Nobody don't really it's not a normal human condition to be happy with yourself when you're dependent upon others for everything as an adult. So you got to understand, some people just licky, plain and simple. Some of them have everything they need already. It's not the finest things in the world, like what social media shows them, but them have okay things. But them skip gone past that. And they're willing to sell heart, soul, and body hole for some trinkets. Yeah, so those people now, we can't really say nothing too much about them. But for those who get really tricked, it's a real story. There was a girl, Jamaican girl, that ended up all the way in Germany. I said to myself, how the rat did she reach in Germany? It was one of these things. She was supposed to be an au pair nanny, something, and she ended up going there, and then man drape her. After a couple of days, I start slap box and you gotta sell crutches. You gotta sell crutches, and she, okay. I'm far from home, okay. And she's been selling crutches for years, and because of that, she got hooked on drugs because she can't find her way back home. She tried to run where them catch her back. She decided, I ain't trying to run no more. I don't even know where I'm at. By the time she got hooked on drugs now to deal with her condition, she's now stuck because she's now dependent on the drugs. And now she has to do this, forget the money, which feeds the drug habit and also satisfy her capturers. So it's a hell of a situation to find yourself in. But to say that Jamaican police officers are facilitating this and some actively participating in this. Now, when we tell the people them say, oh, if you talk up, work with the police, tell the police them what's going on. Do you see why it's kind of hard? Do you see why it's kind of hard? Because I'm telling you, you don't know what a man is going through or a woman is going through until you walk in their shoe. You might be sitting there talking about, no, I blame it on the people. They need to work with the police. But when the people are telling us, listen, none of them police here around here, they're not good. The whole of them roll in a team, right? And the whole of them crooked. And them run the drugs around here, and them control the bad man, them around here, and them do. So if me go tell them anything, and then me go to dead, right? I'm trying to shut my mouth and save my life. And you're like, oh, you're mashing up your own community. You need to speak up. It's hard to speak up when the person you're supposed to speak to is the problem or the biggest part of the problem. And in a sense, they are the biggest part of the problem, because they're in a position of authority. So they're supposed to be able to find what the problem is and fix the problem. They have the power to do so. But instead, they find what the problem is and they exploit the problem. Me, I gotta manage the problem now and make the problem make money for me. On the side. Because JCF now pay me enough to do this. So I see the people struggle. We need to stop call up in these kinds of things, though. It don't look good on an international level. And now we are known as the drug dealers. We're known for a couple of things now. We're known as very fast runners, and we're known as drug dealers, drug mules, and gunmen. That's what the world, that's our new brand. Believe it or not. That is our new brand. Drug dealers, they run fast like a Jamaican. They run real fast, and they'll kill you for nothing. That's how people talk about it now. We're no longer the 4-job, 5-job people, the hard-working Jamaicans, even though most of us are, but you know, those that are doing their garbage, we have to wear that brand as well. You have people right now that are saying, hey, when I'm overseas, man, I don't even let people know that I'm Jamaican. I practice a different accent, and I make sure that it disappears. So when I speak to people, they don't even know I'm Jamaican. They think I'm from somewhere else. And I'm not trying to let them know that I'm Jamaican. I've heard people say that. But you know how me stay already. Me a proud Jamaican, regardless of what I go on. All when it on fire and the whole like a bun down, I'm still gonna be here waving my flag talking about Jamaica this, yes, Jamaica go. And then behind the scenes, me come cuss me people them. Yo, they need to fix up on the blood. Yo, how I go on? The place need fix up. We need change. We need justice. We need this. But at the same time, I'm never gonna disown. I can't. I can't. So here we go. What going out there is what going out there. Let me advise you like this. Eventually, anything done in the dark. Remember, Granny said that anything done in the dark will come to light. That's true, and it always does. So I don't know why these people are doing this, because sooner or later you're gonna be on Front Street. You're gonna be on Front Street sooner or later. See, so big up to the good Jamaican police officers. Them will get the basket to carry the water in. Who wake up every day? Cause me go school with some of them. I'm telling you, who this is what they're dedicated to. And it's a struggle on top of a fight for them. I remember Mark Shields. Mark Shields, and y'all know who Mark Shields is? I'll quote him again. Mark Shields said, I think he was deputy commissioner of police for a while. The man with them flying from England, and at the time, I did a video back then where I was like, why the hell are we flying in somebody from England to do with police, and well, we can't do it ourselves or whatever. But anyways, I remember he did a write-up, a report and thing, and the man said, you know, I'm doing like a survey and thing, kind of an experiment. Like, say for instance, you interviewed, say 500, or a lie detector test it was, say 500. And of the 500 that did the lie detector test, don't quote me on the number, it was like 90% of them failed. And then the next 10% who said they would never get involved in crime, they were like, I wouldn't get involved, not because I wouldn't want to, it was because I just afraid I would get catch. So really and truly, the whole freaking force is corrupted. And I remember seeing that comment, and I did a whole video on it. I even reached out to Mark Shields, and they did reach back, but me inside of myself thinking they wanted to interview me. So me, I said, what do they want to interview me for? SouFLo, Mark Shields want to interview me? But now that I look at it, it was me that they could have had an interview for. And I'm still saying, please, Mr. Mark Shields or his assistant or anybody who sees this, I would love to go live on SouFLoTV with you and have an in-depth talk, because you can definitely tell us more about what is going on so we understand exactly what going on. They sent somebody to Jamaica from the US that is an expert in setting up forensics and national DNA database. And the man, even he said, front page news again. The man get up one day and cut. And he said, listen, they don't, he said it just like this. I'm telling you right now, they don't want any change in Jamaica. This is an official that was sent from the US there to help them get up to first world speed on DNA sharing throughout the database, right? That means the same thing that the police in Mobile is seeing on screen is the same thing that them in Kingston can pick up, is the same thing them in Clarendon can pick up. Once you're in the database, and they just like they do in the US, just like they do in the US. If I leave Florida right now and I end up in New York and I get in some trouble and they run me through the system, everything is gonna come up, right? They're gonna know exactly where I live, what I've been doing for the past 5 years, military background, blah, blah, blah. Has he ever been in trouble with the law? Did he serve time anywhere? What was he arrested for? There are samples of his DNA, spit, piss, sperm, poop, you name it, hair strand, everything in there. He said they kept going around it. And every time they got ready to start doing it, they would sabotage the process. And he got so fed up of it, he threw his hat in. And he was like, hey, man, I'm wasting my time. I'm out of here. Because there's no reason why this should not have been done already. We have all the resources, all the means, the knowledge, know-how, and everything. And I'm here to make sure that it's done, helping them. And I would think they would be excited, is what he said, to get this done, given the rate of how the crime wave is. And he was surprised to see who was fighting against it or deliberately sabotaging it. So, you see it. Bro Shaka, good morning. Thank you for being here. Hope all is well. Bro Shaka said them bring in somebody from England because we're still under British rule. Yeah, that's true too. We are very much under British rule. I think that every Jamaican knows that by now, that Jamaica is not really independent. I think every Jamaican knows that by now, right? Is there anybody here that had some doubts or did not know that? When I see people like Prince Harry and the next one in brother, when I see people like them visit Jamaica and the fanfare and everything, I always say to myself, they're coming to look at their inheritance. Because the crown, they're coming to look at their inheritance. This is wealth that you have a place called Jamaica, right? The Negroes are still there, very much seems like they're in charge. They make a lot of money there. This is your inheritance. You just have to keep it running the way it's ran. Somebody is benefiting from it running that way. Go on down there and see what it's like. That's how I look at it. Because a slave yard, that we call it too. It's a slave yard. It's still a slave colony. It's still owned by the British. It's still very much ran by the British. Even our very legal system, they didn't even take, this made us look so lazy. They didn't even take the time to say, okay, you know what, independence come around. Let's rework our constitution. Let's rework our court system and put in new, more up-to-date laws, rules, regulations, and whatnot that will fit this demographic of people. They went with the same colonial thing, and it's still in place to this day. Hence, when you hear people say, I'm going to the highest courts, and you're like, yeah, fight it, go all the way to the highest courts. I hope you have money to go, because the highest courts, they are England. And you're like, what? How's the highest court in England? Yes, my son, it's called the Privy Council, and it's in London, in the UK. You're like, but the US highest court is in the US. I'm not the smartest. I was just thinking out loud one day, and I said, but the US highest court is in the US. Mexico highest court is in Mexico. China's highest court is in China. Japan, every country we go through, them highest court is in them. And then I go to the ones who are still under colonial rule secretly. And I don't know, secret. It is what it is. We are going like it's a secret. Or we're ignoring it. They are subjected to that. Their highest courts are over Odessa, where the masters are. And from Misidat, I was like, okay, so we really are not. It was a sinking feeling. I went to a dark place. I kind of had to face the fact that, are we still in slavery? What the hell? I thought we got out. Did they just find a way to pretty up slavery and give it back to us and have us thinking we were free? Well, you know, we can't keep on using the term slavery. It's just like when, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. You know, we can't keep using the word slavery. We've got to change it because times are changing. It's just like one time gone where people used to say, "What boy?" And now you better shut your mouth and don't say that. You lose everything. Yeah? It's the same way with slavery. Slavery, okay, let's get rid of that word. Let's start to say They're independent. Give them a flag. Let them choose their flag. And they're going to put colors in it that they're going to be proud of. And they're going to tell you the green is for the beauty of the land, and the yellow is for the sunshine upon the land, the gold. Somebody said, no, say yellow. And the black is for the people and its ancestry, and make them believe all that. While we still run things from behind the scenes. Have y'all ever seen our judges in a white wig there? And you're like, what the? Why are they still even wearing those things? We've been served a slave master's cake. we have been hoodwinked, bamboozled. Nah, it's just that we can't do nothing about it, man. Too little of us care to do nothing about it. And the rest, they just compliant and complicit, and they just go right along. Yeah, we are slaves, so life's still good. Where are party later? Yeah, you hear the new thing that will come out just now. So they don't really care. Bunch of Island highest court is the Privy Council, not only Jamaica. Yes, Chem 505. That's exactly what I said. I said all the places that are subjected to that, they're secretly under colonial rule. But it ain't really no secret. It's something that we know. So, off of that topic though, with the Jamaican police and all these things, I see how the place set up, and it just looked like a dog eat dog thing. And the way how they're doing things, it really looks like it's pointless. I see now why some people just stop talking about it and just go in and get what they got to get for them and their family. Because if you really look at it, there ain't no changing no time soon. There's no changing no time soon. And if you come along and try to act like you want to make that drastic change, you probably won't be alive for too long. You know? So looking at it now and watching the dots connect, wow. This is all by design. This is what they want in place. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So that means I have to go strong up and just go through this, then protect my own, and sometimes protect what I know, and play a fool for catch wise, and stop sharing info. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. End of all that though, Jamaica is still my place. It's still a beautiful place to be. Even when it's slavery, it's a beautiful place to be. Yes, so. But it's still a beautiful place to be. And I just wish things would be a bit better, you know, as far as the leaders go and how they lead and all that. You know, say if them give me Jamaica for run for 1 year. And I know right now there is someone who considers themselves highly educated because I don't speak the patois that they speak and all that. And he wears a tie and he speaks like this and he drinks his drink like this. And then we call you Bugoyaga because you chat some patois and all that. I can tell you right now, I swear on everything I love, if they gave me Jamaica to run for 1 year, it would be the biggest turnaround ever seen in life. Everybody would be like, hold to that. How come nobody else couldn't have done that before? But guess what? They wouldn't. They wouldn't. They would not. Somebody said, SouFlo, you denounce your Jamaican citizens, talk about you would have run. You never heard about dual citizenship, or you can even give up your citizenship. Some of those people that are serving in Jamaica right now gave up their citizenship for foreign countries to go home and work in politics. You understand? So if that was what I was really pursuing, then I would let me stop talking. Let's change the subject. So here we are. We're living in a place and a time right now where a beer madness are going. So let's talk about some of the madness that's going on in a foreign yacht. And I keep telling y'all that this is not a safe place. I don't know if you saw this video. So here we go again. Let me find the first altercation between these two because it turned out to be not so good shortly after for this man. So I saw the man upon the man front steps. He's cussing him out. He's acting like, you go back to Africa, you know, all that stuff, disrespectful and everything. I don't know if he knew who he was messing with or understood that we live in a time now where the internet is very powerful and they can put you on Front Street in a second. But this is the result of what happened. There was a white man that was standing on a black guy's doorstep. He's all up in his face. The black guy's telling him, like, look, I don't want no problem with you. Leave me alone. I'm not into all that. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Let's keep going back to Africa and you ugly this and all that other stuff. He said a bunch of stuff. Guy was, yeah, all right. Touch one of us, though. Touch one of us. And he started acting very threatening. He messed up and said, this is my address. This is where I live. 321 Butner Road, blah, blah, blah. Why did he do that? I told y'all before, the new generation, and shout out to them. Shout out to the new generation of whites. Then especially the younger generations who are like, what? But SouFLo, my homie though, from like second grade all the way up. What, he can't come over here? Grandma, you are racist. And they're not scared. They're not scared to call out their own family members. They'll even secretly take them and put them on social media and expose them. Yeah. When it's time to march out, they're leading the march. And I have to say thank you, because we need those numbers. As much as some of y'all think we can do this alone, and we're outnumbered, man, by far. We are a minute percentage. Just Google the numbers and see. What percentage of the United States of America is African American? Just Google that. The same way on a Google porn and them thing that you can Google that. So Google that and you'll see we are a small, and then something like a couple percentage, compare that to 100%, you'll see that we are greatly outnumbered. And a lot of these Spanish people, that's the next big population, they don't even really mess with us. They only mess with us when it's cool, like when it's time to do music. Oh, we're a part of that culture. We were there in hip hop from its beginning, so we're a part of, they're part of everything like that. But when it comes time to stand up out there, I don't know why they doing that, Fat Joe. I don't know why they doing that. Shout out to Bounty Killer. Bounty Killer did an interview on Fat Joe recently. And you know me, big brave and bold. I went over to Bounty Killer thing and left it big so everybody can see it. I don't know if they erased it or not. But I wanted him to address it. Bounty's a man who usually me heal him up on him thing. And probably heal him back on them thing there. So I figured he would, but he didn't. Everybody is letting Fat Joe slide with this. And I keep repeating it because I don't want him to slide with it. When Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee, Fat Joe came out and said, well, I was riding with him, man, till he got to that part right there. You know what I'm saying? I said, I can't rock with that, because go against the troops. What have the troops ever done to you? All they ever did to us was fight for our rights and our freedom. I said, wow. Fat Joe, and now you back chilling amongst us. I seen him do a video the other day talk about all these Spanish people are really black people. Are really black. Yeah. Right. They wait till after we fight, and then when we win a little progress, they jump back in for the celebration. And then they jump out when it's time to fight again, and jump back in when it's some more celebration and some more winning aguan. That's what they do. So I can't make him slide upon that one. But anyways, you'll probably hear me mention him many more times. But the people came out for this, man. Look. Y'all got to see it. And these people don't play. They were outside of this madhouse talking about, bring them out. I don't know what song that is. Bring them out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. That's Jay-Z. That's a Jay. Oh, my God.
Just know me always have my gun. So, man.
So the Mataran said, just know me always have my gun.
Any which part, only just tell me. Because I'm not afraid of them. I want to know that. Killer, you're not bad man for me. You know that I'm
We're going to do that on a different video.
There we are.
Watch when he comes up. Really? talking that mess. You're gonna have to move now, buddy. You're gonna have to find a new address now because of this foolishness here that you decided to. And I'm going to show you when he was coming out the house, because I'm surprised the police didn't actually do anything, because he was getting hit with. I've seen so many bottles and water bottles flying and all kind of something. Some people was out there with flags, and the flags were on long poles. And then I reach over and like beating him with the flagpole and everything. The police like really shielding him to put him in the vehicle. Yeah. Shout out to Shine. Y'all know Shine's story? Shine is now opposition leader in Belize.
Happy 244th birthday.
Whoa!
Appreciate our long-standing relationship.
Now who wanna fuck with us? That's dust a bang.
A relationship
Shine.
built on the shared values of democracy, freedom, and regional.
This is Shine saying happy birthday to America on the 4th of July. Shine is now an elected official and the leader of the opposition party in Belize. This is Shine that did a decade in prison in the United States of America for shooting someone in a nightclub to defend Puffy, Puff Daddy, Ciroc Man Puffy, and Jennifer Lopez. See, your life, y'all got to understand this. While I'm trying to get to this video, I have to say this. Your life, where you're at right now, doesn't define you forever. This man was able to elevate, see, and to see him now take on this whole different role, it's like looking at two completely different people. You go from 10 years in the US. If you follow Shine from back in the day, because this is the stuff I grew up on, Shine has a jagged mark, some part on his body. I believe it's his back or his chest somewhere. I don't remember. But that was from getting shot by is that AK-47 or a shotgun? He was really into street life and street stuff. See? And when Puffy them was carrying him around with them, he was the new artist that was the hit thing back then. However, he was also a street dude and they knew it. So he was the type to shoot. He was a shooter. And to see him now be opposition leader of a whole friggin' country, Belize, I'm like, yo, Shine, can you host me? I just want to come down there, come do a vlog, you know, show the beauty of your country and all this other stuff. I don't know. But this is a testimony to the fact that your life is not where you're at right now. It's a journey, all right? And you shouldn't give up. You shouldn't give up. This ain't it. So big up to Shine for that. You write your story. You control your narrative. It's your show. You star in it. See? Here's one of them carrying there. Before me even. Now.
It's my Amazon wish list.
I'm taking the package.
No, you're not taking my package. That's my stuff.
Excuse me. Ow! Oh my God! You killed me.
You killed me.
I did not kill you. You're fine.
Oh my God!
You sprayed me with whatever that stuff is.
I am actually. In fact, yes, taking
You're taking my property.
Well, you know, there's been a lot of comings and goings of UPS trucks in this neighborhood.
What about
a lot of packages coming to this house particular. Well, something's going on in there. Something's going on in there.
So it's Amazon.
I'm taking the package.
It's my Amazon wish list.
I'm taking the package.
No, you're not taking my package. That's my stuff.
Excuse me. Ow! Oh my God! You killed me.
You killed me.
I did not kill you. You're fine.
Oh my God!
You sprayed
You
me
see
with
her mace?
whatever that stuff is.
I'm trying to find the other dudes, but they just keep popping up. Listen, this is the world we live in. I'm telling y'all, some of them have in the family overseas. This is call I check on them regular because this is everywhere around us, and this is where we live. I mean, look here what them want tell about they're safe and they're secure. You're right, Naparo. This lady is empowered. She feels that it's her right to come take boxes out your mailbox. Why? Because she sees too much UPS activities going on around here lately. Too many packages coming to your house. Lady, excuse me, UPS is a legal company that delivers. You going into my mailbox and taking out my mail and walking away with it, you're committing a federal crime. See? But she don't care. She feel empowered. So she goes and not only are you taking the thing out the mailbox, you see the owner of the mailbox and you feel like I am so higher than you are. I can tell you what's about to happen. So let me tell you what's about to happen. I'm going to take this package. I'm going to take it back to my house, open it, inspect it, see what's in it, because there's too much of this UPS activities going on around here lately. The man I tried to take his package back from her. She tried to spray him with the mace. I guess he hit her hand with the mace, right? And she dropped the mace and rolled on the ground. Ah, you killed me. You killed me. You know what the next phone call is? 911. There's a white woman out here in the middle of the street. She's on the ground. She's being attacked by a black male. It seems like he knocked her to the ground. 50 police car are coming. 50 police car coming. That's how they do us. And they feel that empowered to be able to do that and think they're going to get away with it. So, man, thank you for social media. Thank you for an update. Because you know when we didn't have flip phone and brick phone, we couldn't do all this that we're doing now. We just had to go through it. Yeah? But now we can immediately be like, you on camera. I'm telling, look at, you killed me. You killed me. She's full of it. She is full of it. So this is the guy's face, right? Okay, I found it. Boom. This is his face. He looks pretty in orange, doesn't he? Don't want your kind in my neighborhood and all this other stuff and go back to Africa and all this. In 2021. And the dude was like, go back to Africa. I was born here. Yeah. Well, imagine Europeans, right? Telling you to go back to Africa. Go back to Europe too. You're on stolen land, just like I am. So that's why we are thief. Hey, how about we enjoy the spoils, bro, and stop the knives, but you want it all for yourself. So it gets ugly. He looks Trumpy. I got another one coming for you. I swear.
3602 Grammar Street Way, that's where I live. Come fucking see me.
2 hours later.
Yeah, I know that you can talk. You talking all this shit, but let me see if you can walk.
See that. Wow.
Here, and you can't do shit. That's me talking shit. 3602 Grammar Street Way, that's where I live. Come fucking see me.
2 hours later.
Yeah, I'm talking shit and you can't do shit. That's 36 through Grammar Street. Yep, that's where I live. Come fucking see me. Yep, 2 hours later. Let me see if you can walk. Yeah, you talking all that shit. Like that. But they're crazy. They are crazy. And just as we think, okay, so that's another one that's happening. There are only a few of these things that happen. They don't really get down like this. Another one comes up this morning now. Look at this lady and her neighbor. As threatening as it gets. Watch the signs in the yard and everything.
And this is what she does. You the one who started, She ain't do nothing to you.
She wanna fight. She turned the water hose on and wet them up while they trying to wash down their grill and their. And there's a fence.
Early in the morning, my neighbor want to be racist. Early in the morning, my neighbor want to be racist.
It'll come back. There's more to it.
Early in the morning, my neighbor want to be racist.
Watch it. Watch what she about to show us.
Early in the morning, my neighbor want to be racist. You see what she doing, y'all? Y'all see what my neighbor doing, right? We don't do nothing
See
to
her
this
Trump
lady.
sign,
Y'all see
her
her
Blue
sign and
Lives
everything.
Matter
Y'all
sign.
see her cheers. Everything is facing
Watch
us.
her.
And she harasses us every single fucking day.
Look how the chair's set up. They do rallies in front of their house.
The only thing my mom was doing was cleaning the fucking grill this morning. My mom like a scary ass. Like that's all she do.
Listen, nobody want to fight, okay? No, she wants to fight. She doesn't want to fight.
She ain't do.
Whew. Talk about living under stress. Talk about living under stress. Now y'all see when my plane land, man, and I'm trying to tell y'all, and One Love be playing in my head, and then One Love, and then 5 minutes later, some 90s dot. Oh, I'm gone for my business. The jerk drum is smoking. Yo, stop over there so let me get some jerk chicken. Piece of bread. A bag juice. Gone on me yard. That right there, that's living under pressure. Okay? That's living under pressure. You either don't talk to them or you gotta watch them like this. All when them talk about hi neighbor. Yeah, hi neighbor with one hand on your gun and shit. Hi neighbor. Hi. Your hi is kind of different today. We all right? We're good? Okay. Your hi is kind of different today. Everything all right? Yeah? All right. That's how we living. That's how we living. Listen, we're past the hour right now. 1 hour, 6 minutes past the hour. I gave you your 6 minute back. I was a little bit late this morning, 6 minutes late, or 3 minutes late. I don't know, big deal. Here we are. I got some more videos coming for you throughout the day. The one I'm gonna post right after morning thoughts. I'll probably wait an hour or two before I post it. But something went down in Jamaica that involved one little hot crutches gal that's very young and her sister husband and something there. Just look out for the video. It's coming out. I put the video together already. It's ready to go. Big up to each and every one of you. Sorry for all those people with the name Karen who are good people. God knows me. I'm gonna change my name. Honestly, I'll go change my name. Could you imagine? Could you imagine you go to a company, right, and you're going to be interviewed to start working there, and your supervisor is African American, and they're looking at you, and you're like, "Hi, good morning. Yes, I'm here to see so and so for the interview." And you are, and you go, Karen, Karen Dunkley. They don't even hear the Dunkley part. They just hear Karen. In my mind, I'll be like, this bitch probably about to be a problem. It's all right. Come on in. Come on in. Right this way. Right this way. All right. All right. All right, people. Listen up. Bless up. I have a wonderful day. Manners and respect to each and every one of you that came in this morning. That's what it's about for us, man. Living life to the fullest, giving up vibes every morning and keeping it conscious all the time. Yes, God in all things. That's what I say. That works for me. Big up on yourself. All right, and I'll see you tomorrow morning right here on Morning Thoughts. I'm out. Peace. Let me see if you can walk.